name's Sean, my nickname's Squirsh. I've lived at Camp Bling for nearly 4 years now. I'm local, I'm 37 years old, so I've always lived in Southend-on-sea. I used to work for Ford and I campaigned with Greenpeace. We got wind of the fact that the council were looking to build this road, so we started a campaign group up and we've been involved in trying to stop it for 8 years, so half of that time I've ended up living here.
And when I heard about it, I thought I'd come and check it out, and yeah, they'd managed to set up like a tree house and a couple of small structures up at the top end of the site, and there were some people here, and it just looked like a fun happening, thing, or certainly a challenge, and just felt like rising to the challenge of it. But I didn't do that straight away. It was about, I think, it was probably just under a year before I actually moved on. It was about 8 months or so, and it was just a change in life. I just fancied the change. Thought I'd go and help out with a direct action, because that's basically what this is or has been, or still is an ongoing direct action and peaceful protest, and one that seems to have worked.
We decided that this would be a good place to further our research and also help the site, help some friends, help the land. The first night I stayed here, myself, Squirsh and myself spent the first few nights huddled around that poplar over there with a piece of tarpaulin over it, wondering how many weeks we would get out of this, expecting it to be maybe 1 or 2 weeks before local authorities decided to move us off. No one expected it to be months, let alone years. And like I said, here we are 4 years later. There's no real answer to that. None of us expected it to be here.
So basically, from the legal point of view of actually like removing us, ejecting us that way, that all comes down to money and economics and making it worthwhile. On the other side of things, yeah, like I'm saying about our actual the way we project ourselves outwards, we've tried to be as amenable and approachable and considerate as possible. Really, we don't want to give don't want to appear like scruffs, we're just like trying to live low impact and achieve our objectives.
We didn't expect it would last this long. We just didn't foresee that at all. There was always a possibility it could run on, and some of the funding looked like it could be provided after a few years, so there was the possibility that things could drag on. But in terms of making it work, it's really been all about the people who are here. So there's been dozens of people who have passed through and lived here, and we've always got half a dozen or so people on site. So that's the key thing, it's always your people. The impact would have been really big. Obviously we've now got the East Saxon King's Burial. That would have been covered in a road embankment approaching a bridge. That wouldn't have been good.
You'd think that they would enhance it more, it could be a big attraction for Southend to come here, have something here. Not just a plaque, but the grave.
And preserve the artefacts of the burial site, and hopefully we can have them brought back to site and have a replica of an Iron Age building like we have at Hadley Country Park here, and restore the integrity of the actual burial site with the artefacts intact.
You know, certainly the first few months, you know, it's quite a lot of shouting and stuff from cars, and you know, we still get the odd shout here and there now, but it's nothing like it was. We've had some mentals go past, you know, we've completely blown some people's minds out there. They can't take it for a minute, you know. I don't want to swear too much, you know, the sort of thing, like, oh, you get a job, get a haircut, you know, like tree hippies and all that sort of thing, and some people have been really nasty, and we've had the odd thing thrown at us, but you know, I think with our own reaction, you know, it's just common sense. If someone's like giving you abuse on the other side of the other side of the fence, it's just like, if you don't react or don't give them any more opportunity, they just get bored and walk off.
I think it's positive now. When I first got here, it was pretty vulgar. We were having things chucked at the fence. You know, people were throwing fireworks at us, food at us, coconuts, cans, glasses, you know, anything that they could find to chuck at us. They would chuck a lot of vulgarities going by, and it was gone daily, 3, 4, 5 times a day, to now it's like every once in a while. Nothing's being thrown at us. Sometimes a person will come in here that has been all of a sudden like, I didn't even realize it was like this. You know, they had an opinion before they came here, and then their opinion became changed and they saw it differently. And so a week goes by, sometimes we don't even hear a thing. And a lot of times we're getting people that are putting the thumb up in support.
I was living at the bottom, so having me and my girlfriend's house burnt down and all that stuff in it was a bit of a low point, you know. That was a bit upsetting, but you know, got over that and sort of joke about the liberating aspect of it, you know, not having all this stuff, you know, whatever.
Sometimes it's difficult because it has dragged on, and you know, when you don't know what the outcome is going to be, sometimes that can be hard work. So it goes in phases, goes in cycles really. So you'll have a big push with the campaign and things build up and people are here, and sometimes it goes quiet again, or the weather goes a bit cold. As I said, we've had fires, we've had trouble, so sometimes that can be difficult. And I'd say probably the worst thing is sometimes it is the internal politics, it's the people stuff. So generally everybody's really good, but if you get one wrong person come in, you know, and they're not prepared to put in and be a part of the camp, but they are living here, that can make it difficult, because then you're looking at, well, you either put up with it or you don't, and then you're looking at conflict resolution and sometimes maybe even asking people to leave. So that's proven difficult from time to time, because as I said, anybody's welcome to come in, but sometimes they're not always welcome to stay.
Well, what's the first thing that jumps?
I can't think of anything. It's actually been great. I mean, it hasn't been that bad. Every once in a while, some weird straggler will come walking in that doesn't know, you know, they want to come in and be part of it, and they're, you know,
They cause confrontation.
they cause confrontation, and or we'll have someone that's not really wanting to be part of it, but they're just kind of curious, and they come in and there have been oddities that kind of rub us in a weird way, and we're like, when we don't want to be, you know, we just kind of sit and be patient, observe, but I haven't really experienced any low points. Really.
Winter's been
yeah.
a little bit difficult.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's cold.
Colleen, obviously she comes from a warmer climate.
Other low points. I mean, there has been long. Well, I don't know. There's been some long periods of time, and there's hardly been anybody here, and that gets a bit depressing, a little bit monotonous. When there's only, you know, at times it's been 4 of us or 5 of us. You know, other times there's been loads of people, but when there's only a few of you, obviously if you do get something like abuse on the other side of the fence, that's a bit depressing to think, God, you know, if a load of mentals did come running on here now, like, we would have trouble on our hands, you know. And I've often thought, how would I deal with it? How would I keep my cool, you know? And if it come down to it, would I be able to take a couple with me on the way or whatever, you know, etc. Well, who knows?
Someone's got to get up in the morning and start the fire. Yeah. It's like really cold.
Yeah.
And I think that's about the only low point is in the wintertime. It's really, really cold. He's just laying there. He's like, am I ever going to get warm? And I went from when I was in India, it was like 108 every single day, to Los Angeles being 100 every day, to like below 0. And I'm like going, it's like I can't fathom it. It's like I'm like walking around in my flip-flops in the middle of the winter because I'm in summer mode all the time. So like, I've got to put on clothes and get warm, darn.
Camp Bling means to me a place of peace and quiet, somewhere where ladies can come in peace and not be harassed by anyone. It's the wildlife, the flowers, it's perfectly clean, no dog's mess, not even hers, and I don't know, I think it's a brilliant job that they've done trying to save this place.
I mean, here we are surrounded by trees. Wildlife here is more abundant from the insect level to the bird level than anywhere, including the local park, which is a very nice park, and it's a very large one for local standards. But the fact that we just allowed nature to do its own thing, and at the same time we're 20 feet away in either direction from a dual carriageway and a main commute line. So it's just a unique experience.
Well, it certainly saved me a few bucks for a while. I can't deny otherwise, you know. But, you know, the price of living like that is getting really cold in the winter and, you know, having to go and fetch our water, and we've used up a heck of a lot of batteries on our digital radio, but hey, you know, so yeah, it's taught me more resilience, certainly dealing with people. You know, exposure at times, you know, it's hardened us up a bit, and yeah, I think it's nice to be living this so close to the trees and stuff. Like despite the road, the railway, the rest of it, it's just lovely to be able to get up and it's straight out standing on grass. And now it's spring and stuff, summer. It's lovely. All the leaves are coming back. It's transforming, especially with it all being wild and stuff. Yeah.
It's been very unique. I think for me, it's just experiencing my first experience of being a protester. Going from seeing it on TV to actually being on the other side and protesting, but not so loudly with the signs and just sitting back and observing, and the organisation of protesting.
Driven me around the bend, I think, probably. I don't know, what's it done for me? I think we've all grown through it. I think we've all evolved. we've all learnt about ourselves as much as we've learnt about other people and how to live and how to campaign and all of the skills about, you know, physically putting a site together and making it run. If you're put in conflict situations and have experiences that you wouldn't ordinarily have, I think then that makes you grow as a person. You know, you don't have to, it's a choice. You can stay and you can work through things, or you can say this is not for me. But, you know, for many of us, we've chosen to stay and see it through. It's made us different people.
Got a big lump in my throat because they've all become like a family to me, and I thought, and I used to come here for peace and quiet. It's just the peacefulness, the friendly atmosphere you got here, clean and tidy, and there's no place like it in Southend. The gardens, the parks and that are lovely, but it's not safe for a lady to sit on her own sometimes. You do get pestered. You don't get pestered here. So yes, it's my favourite place. And it's going to break my heart when they go.
Yeah, I guess it's to like return to normality, whatever that is, you know, a flat and stuff, or a room, etc., with the girlfriend, my partner. Just see what happens, really. And like we've got like other people here and friends that we've met here. They're off doing other stuff, so maybe just hook up with one of them at some point, find out where it's at and what's cool and all the rest of it. So I don't want to speak. I haven't got that clear an idea of what the future holds, you know. Take it as it comes, I guess.
That's it, it's great. And as I've enjoyed this little room in here which will disappear, and it'll be demolished. But yeah. So yeah, won't be demolished, it will be dismantled, which is much better than being demolished, yeah. So yeah, great. And I've really enjoyed it here, and all the effort they've put into the whole story of this place, really. Yeah, it's got a nice charisma about it, a nice atmosphere about it, and camaraderie as well. So that's what's helped a lot. And also, as I say, finally, it's given us a nice note to go. The Bling people to go, for them to go out on. You know, a nice way to go.
Well, two parts to that. I think firstly, there's a lot of work to be done on site, as you've been filming already, and you can see we're already decommissioning the camp. That's going to take between 2 and 3 months, I think. You know, we've done a lot this week, but it's going to take some time. So the main priority is to get everybody out in one piece. We've made the commitment to take the camp down, to not cost the public any money. We're going to honour that commitment. So that's going to take up the bulk of the time and the energy and the thinking for the next few weeks. Beyond that, I really don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
we are most likely to travel around a bit. We have nomadic blood, I suppose, is the
Yeah.
there's an awful lot of the world we still want to see and experience.
You know, I'm quite willing at this moment in time to have that security from having a job and stuff, and it'd be nice to save up some money to cut me a bit more slack. I mean, I've saved up money here, but yeah, I have to say just now, like I was sort of paying off some debts as well and stuff, so I managed to clear them, whatever. So a lot of things come down to money, do they not? You can't play if you haven't got a ticket or whatever.
We don't have any definite plans, but we know it's going to be definitely travel.
So,
Pretty much travel. We're not quite sure yet where, you know.
Yeah,
But we'll know soon.
yeah. Something will turn up and it will just give us a direction. But I think we've had our experience of this. I think it's definitely time for something different.
Mm-hmm.